Ready? Calling to order the special meeting for Tuesday, December 12th for Diamond School District 76. Roll call, please.
Bordeaux. Hale.
Here.
Hoffman. Here. Passler. Condell. Here. Walker. Yaffe.
Here. Please rise for the pledge of allegiance. I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
This special meeting is for the purpose of our levy. This is a levy hearing. So we are now going to open up the floor for any comments or questions from the public related to the levy. Do you have any comments or questions from the public related to the levy tonight?
All right. Mr. Rogers, are you wanting to do any sort of presentation from the board on the topic of levy tonight?
I'll give a brief presentation on the levy. I believe you've all had it in your packet, so I'll just give an overview of that. This is for our members who are in the public. So, welcome to the 2017 levy. So the calendar here shows that the last board meeting you saw this was November 7th, and that's when you approved the tentative tax levy proposal. So December 1st, we put that in paper, and that followed that no earlier than 12 days, but more than 7 days from the public hearing, which is tonight. We'll be asking the board to formally adopt the levy, and then it needs to be filed with the county clerk no later than the last Tuesday in December. Mostly just for the new board members here, the levy process is just the annual process of requesting money so the school district could operate in the subsequent fiscal year, and the process is really just adopting the levy and the district will receive that money. District adopts a zero-based budgeting strategy where it talks to each administrator, determines what each department needs, and that's how we determine the amount of revenue the district needs to operate. And just to keep in mind, the district's capped by the Property Tax Limitation Act, which protects the taxpayer. The district can't collect 5% or lower of property tax revenue. So the tax rate limits it to CPI. So for this levy cycle, it's 2.1%, and then any new property that the local assessor gathers. So they predict right now 4 to 5% growth this year. School districts are capped by the Illinois Program Accounting Manual and the Illinois School Code on what the district can collect and where they must deposit its funds. That's where you get all the ed fund, buildings and grounds. They have to use it for that specific purpose. And property tax revenue is the tax rate times the EAV. So the county clerk is the one that will use that formula, and they come up with a tax rate. So the district will find out, later date what the final tax rate is. Some historical information. This really just shows that there's an inverse relationship with EAV and the tax rate. As property values increase faster than CPI, the tax rate decreases, and then the tax rates, property values decrease, tax rates rise. So you can see that the district's on a nice little upward trend from where it was in 2014, and we still project further growth. So the good news for taxpayers is the tax rates will keep decreasing hopefully. And then it just shows how reliant the school district is on property taxes. So even when the new Senate bill comes out, this is just, it doesn't change the amount of revenue we're going to get. It's still property tax reliant. This slide is important just to show what our previous extensions were, and most importantly, that yellow slide is what our best guess is. This is based on what I project EAV to be, and the county clerk gives us all the information at our disposal. That's what we project each fund to receive for the next fiscal year. We were within about 0.5% last year, so pretty accurate in terms of our estimations here. But the column to the left is what we're requesting on the certificate of tax levy. And that's the process of ballooning, which the board members who've been around are used to that term, but I'll describe it in the next slide. So the balloon levy is really requesting more money than we reasonably expect to receive. And the reason is twofold: that under the tax cap law, if we under levy, we can never ever recapture that money. That's the most important point. And then at the time the tax levy is due, we don't have EAV or new property data yet. We just have some estimations from the county. So it's important to understand that the balloon levy doesn't harm taxpayers. It really just protects, due to the tax cap formula, it protects the district. As the actual growth exceeds projected, it just helps us capture any additional revenue that we could receive. And if actual growth equals or falls below projected growth, taxpayers are still protected by the Property Tax Limitation Act. So ballooning levy doesn't harm taxpayers in any way. This slide is really most important for taxpayers to understand some of their basic questions they would have. So I'll just kind of briefly go over these. But the biggest one, why doesn't the district lower the levy? If we do the tax cap law, if we under levy, we're penalized not only this year, but for every subsequent year after that. I project from this year to previous year, we've got about $490,000 in increased revenue. So assuming we levy the same amount as we did last year, we'd be losing out on that $490,000, but each levy is calculated based on the prior year extension. So I calculated kind of a conservative 1% over the next 5 years. We'd be forfeiting about $2.5 million in revenue just by under levying. And it's important too, the second question, why did the district raise my tax rate this year? The county is the one that sets the tax rate. We request what we're entitled to receive under the property tax limitation law, but the county is the one that really assesses and they set the tax rate. So they'll take a look at total EAV in the district and each home in relation to each other within the taxing levy. And then why is my home increasing more than CPI? I just said they're capped by CPI, 5% or CPI, where it's lower. It has everything to do with how your home is valued in relation to others in your district. So, yeah, if your home value is higher than the previous year in relation to others in your district, you can still be higher than CPI. So your home's a small drop in the $285 million bucket that our district's total taxing bodies are valued at. So it just depends on how yours is related to the total pie. These are our closest counterparts, and just shows that our tax rate and EAVs towards the upper end of some of our counterparts. This is strictly due to the fact that we don't have as much commercial property as most other districts do. So when we have the lower commercial property, it passes the burden to the individual taxpayer and vice versa. So that's why there's some more affluent districts like Killdeer and Fremont have a lot more tax base. They just have more property tax total revenue through the commercial property. That's basically it. If there's any questions, I'd be more than happy to answer them now. Yes, your time to ask some of the more individual questions is probably the last week. So I asked you to vote on it tonight, but is there any questions? All right. Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
So at this time, we open up the floor for any public comments or petitions on any other items. Any other comments? No comments? We move to adjourning the special meeting. May we have a motion to adjourn?
Okay. Yeah.
Yes.
Hoffman. Yes. Kessler. Condella, yes. Walker. Yaffe.
Yes.
Bordeaux.
All right, so now, calling to order the combined meeting for District 76 for Tuesday, December 12th. At this time, we open the floor for any public comments and petitions on these agenda items. Having no comments or comments, we turn the floor over to the superintendent for presentations.
We're going to facility update the superintendent for any account.
Okay. Next up, these are our business agenda items. These items have been discussed at the prior meeting and may or may not be discussed at this meeting as well. And they are for action this evening. The first item up is the omnibus vote agenda. Items like the omnibus vote agenda are considered routine and or non-controversial and will be approved by one motion. If any one board member, staff, administrator, or citizen wishes to have a separate vote on any item or items, that item or items will be pulled from the omnibus vote agenda and voted on separately. Be it resolved, the Diamond Lake 76 Board of Education accepts and approves the omnibus vote agenda as is listed in E. Comments or questions on this item?
Can we ask questions about the items?
Yes, Steph, this is the moment.
So in the minutes from the meeting, some of the motions are inconsistent with something on page 30. I don't know. Some of the names were maybe left over from the previous version of the notes, like president, or this way they have voted. I think we those motions. Page 3 of the business meeting. For some reason, mine's not open right now. I'll try to go there on quick view.
These are related to the November 28th meeting,
Correct.
and specifically who is not present as representative.
So I keep getting file on so.
You know, we'll go back and check the attendance record, and because I see there's 3 separate sections with the minutes, so we'll go back and check and make sure that they're all aligned. So no one's listed and what's not.
So like what I noticed was,
On page 8,
I think at the very end of the talk, it says just the only one that was absent is Mr. Walker. Somebody has to keep talking about where it's early in the meeting, it says.
I think page 8 is her
well, no, exactly, and we're actually in executive session was similar. Was similar thing in executive session where the person who made the motion. Not present, that person. They're on. Actually,
totally right.
Yeah, if you look at that is the correct piece for the 28th.
And then if you go to page 8, the information there, is I think it's probably carry over from the previous meeting, it's not just. Good idea.
On page 3 of the regular meeting, and I think there was also an executive session.
So how about we pull out the business meeting and the executive session in minutes from the omnibus vote agenda so that they can be reviewed and corrected.
And so we'll approve them, yes.
Recapturing. Any other comments or questions about items in the omnibus vote agenda?
Just a couple questions, clarification on council table. What is Linux or Linux?
Next is our online screener for teachers. So it's a subscription that we pay each year. So it's the protocol, the interview protocol that teacher candidates fill out as filling a position in our district.
That fee's got one subscription fee, and it's got 2 individuals from our leadership team on the train. So it's a little bit more inflated than it normally is.
Is that per month? Is that
It's per year.
year?
So there's about a $4,000 annual cost there's about $800 of trade that we have associated with this.
The questions are getting related to comments from each other. All right, we have pulled out items A, approval of the minutes from the business meeting and the executive session. So given that those are pulled out, looking for approval on all of the remaining items we have on this agenda. Do we have a motion to approve?
Move.
Second. Howland.
Yes.
Kessler. Mandela, yes. Walker. Gabby.
Yes.
Bordeaux. Hale.
Yes. The next items have to do with the tax levy. And it is required that we have separate motions and votes for each item within the tax levy. So, before we vote, are there any further comments or questions on any items within section B related to the tax levy? All right, may I have a motion to approve the adoption of the Truth in Taxation Resolution?
So moved.
Second.
Mandela, yes. Walker. Gabby.
Yes.
Bordeaux. Hale.
Yes.
Hoffman.
Yes.
Kessler.
Next item is for individual items. I will read all of them. May I have a motion to approve the adoption of the 2017 tax levy in the following amounts, for which the total is $14,670,402. The education fund for $10,650,000. The O&M fund for $1,850,000. Transportation fund $675,000. Working cash fund $150,000. IMRF fund $250,000. Social Security fund $250,000. The Fire Prevention and Safety Fund $25,000. Fort Immunity Fund $125,000. Special Education Fund $675,000. And the CDOL IMRF $20,402. May we have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second.
Hale.
Yes.
Hoffman.
Yes.
Kessler. Mandela, yes. Walker. Gabby.
Yes.
Bordeaux.
May we have a motion to approve the resolution for the working cash levy in the amount of $150,000?
So moved.
Second.
Hale.
Yes.
Hoffman.
Yes.
Kessler. Mandela, yes. Walker. Gabby.
Yes.
Bordeaux.
May we have a motion to approve the adoption of the resolution for fire prevention and safety levy in the amount of $25,000?
Move.
Second.
Hale.
Yes.
Hoffman.
Yes.
Kessler. Mandela, yes. Walker. Gabby.
Yes.
Bordeaux.
May we have a motion to approve, what was that?
That's fine.
Next one, may we have a motion to approve the resolution for special education fund levy in the amount of $675,000?
So moved.
Second.
Hale.
Yes.
Hoffman.
Yes.
Kessler. Mandela, yes. Walker. Gabby.
Yes.
Bordeaux.
And lastly, may I have a motion to approve the resolution for the CDL IMRF levy in the amount of $20,402?
So moved.
Second. Hale.
Yes.
Hoffman.
Yes.
Kessler. Condell. Yes. Walker. Gaffney.
Yes.
Bordeaux.
The next item is personnel related. Be resolved that Lake 76 Board of Education accepts and approves the personnel items as listed on the business agenda, including the resignation of an occupational therapist at the district. Thank you. And a dual language substitute new hire for that link. Comments or questions on this item?
Sorry.
Quick question. We usually have full-time substitutes.
We don't, we took advantage of this particular position because she is in student teaching for the first semester in our district. We're always, we are finding very difficult to find substitutes, let alone language substitutes. So sometimes we don't have full substitutes. Those students are losing instruction for the day. So hopefully the software can help out in that situation. So if there is left this up, the dual language master should be able to step in and do that. And when she's, if that's not the case, then she'll help with dialect and or interact with the district for reading and mention rather than students.
So she will join every day
Correct.
and then.
Correct. And she will purchase. Right. And she will purchase the products a whole lot better. And we have 2 months of last year. It's not dialect.
Strong salaries.
And pay her as a substitute.
Substitute.
So is this a 10-month?
I'm sorry. Are we doing her as a substitute at a daily rate or doing her as a bachelor step 1? I can't remember.
She gets the daily rate of the bachelor step 1 position, which is a long-term substitute rate. So it's, in a sense, that is our substitute rate. It is the equivalent of the bachelor step 1 per day rate.
But she is considered an employee of the district.
Correct.
So it's bachelor step 1 divided by.
181 days, and it's equivalent. Yeah, that times the remaining days that we have. So if she doesn't come for a day, if there is no need to do it, then
It's not that.
correct.
So we make a motion to approve.
So moved.
Okay.
Hale.
Yes.
Hoffman.
Yes.
Kessler. Condell. Yes. Walker. Gaffney.
Yes.
Bordeaux.
Next item is review of the 2018-2019 calendar draft.
So in your packets is a collective effort from our distribution team as well as Professional Advisory Council, which is made up of teacher leadership buildings. This is aligned with both of the high schools, start at time in most feeder districts in both high schools. We also consulted with our construction partners to make sure this would be enough time to do work in the summer of 2019. So it's real similar, aligned to our calendar for this current year, where we have Teacher Institute days on the 13th and 14th of August, and the first day for students will be August 15th. The 3 holidays in September, the 3rd is Labor Day, and then the 10th and 19th, which is aligned to Stevenson, we're providing 1 day for Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippur. Each, correct, Monday each. In October, we'll start with our late start days again, so Monday will be that first late start. October 8th is Columbus Day, and then October 31st will be a school improvement half day, and a teacher institute day later. And if you look at, see, this year we only have 2 of them, this institute day, half day, but really we can bank hours, and every time you reach and see the number, we bank how many hours that we can collect a half school improvement day.
That's going to be what, 300 minutes?
300 minutes, Normally, if you bank X amount of hours, you get half a day. We can look that up, but, you know,
Yeah, anything over that 300, if I remember correctly, since many of our days are over 300, we can bank that time to use that for.
300 minutes in our instruction day, which we do. We can make those hours and take a half day, so we're in half day. So what we decided to do, because what we found this year is we're giving teachers once a quarter time out of their classrooms to work at grade level for each departments. And we are short subs, plus it's interrupting instruction because teachers being out of the classroom, and it's disrupting middle school schedules because if we're short subs, then we're pulling teachers from other classes to sub in their classrooms. So what we talked about, and we thought would be a better idea is we planned out, not pulling out teachers from classrooms anymore, they do the collaborative work, is just allowing 4 half days to choose for these teachers, and this would be the time to do this in collaboration. So right now, we're going to do 4 times a year. This time is scheduled for four times without the use of substitutes. Kids will work half day, they take their lunch, and then teachers will take their half day. So we had that scheduled for October 31st, December 21st, February 15th, and May 17th.
So, in terms of the amount of teacher institute time, this calendar for next year represents same as? Sure. Just,
2 additional, what we have in here that you don't see is 2 additional half days. So 2 additional half days for kids, 2 additional half day institute days. What we did this year was do 2 full days of institutes. This year, next year, we're going to do 4 half days. Other than that, it's near pretty much exactly the same. The winter breaks line up, the spring breaks line up, the start and time line up. As I said, we're taking all parent-teacher conferences, they have great attendance in November, so we're keeping the same format. And other than that, just the start dates for professional development remains the same, with the exception of no January, no September.
so in the past, we have had to deal with underlying and Stevenson having different calendars. And one of them might have followed the calendar change in line with CLR. What, do we know why they've been aligned for the past 2 years? That's a good thing. So we just made these center high school was just increased. Any comments or questions, please? This you're literally a draft. This is not our action today.
And it'll be early January.
Questions? Okay. That concludes our business agenda. Moving on to the superintendent leadership reports.
So, in the board packet, as well as on the screen, is at our last meeting in November, excuse me, our first meeting in November. We presented to the leadership team, as well as the construction team, presented you with our recommendation to go from a 3-school model, or even favor to a 2-school model, and share the reasons why. The board asked us to follow up with some questions. So we've done our best in the past month to kind of go through them all and do some research. And so we highlighted 5 areas that you asked us to look at, which was what is the future area? What's going to happen to it? So the 3 options were to sell as is, and Mr. Rogers to follow up with the village. And at this time, they're not interested in the property, or excuse me, in the building of the property. The second option would be to mothball it, so we would still have to pay for utilities and the insurance and the site management costs, and we estimated that to be about $30,000 annually. And then the third option, which is also the recommended option, not only by the leadership team, but also by our construction partners, is demolish and abate it, and the cost of both of those would be about $350,000, and then sell the land. Again, the village isn't interested at that time, but it would still be available if we had demolish, abate, and own it. So that's the follow-up from there. Any questions or comments regarding that?
Do we have any idea of the value of the site with the building?
When I spoke to the Bills, they basically, I just determined their interest in the building. They don't want it as part of the TIF district currently, but there's a water project to do the flooding that they had, and they may be interested in a couple months' time. We don't have a current hard estimate on the property value of the land. We're going to talk to a real estate agent. This is the first step in the process with variance. We did have a couple options, but we don't have a hard number on land yet.
So even though the village is interested, we have not tested what it might be worth to somebody else on the market.
Correct, but,
I mean,
commercial real estate agent.
Developer.
well, yeah, to somebody else, but it's probably a developer.
Would there be zoning restrictions?
Pardon me?
Not that we zoning, how that was, would there be?
Yeah, not that I'm aware of as far as restrictions. It's, we thought the village may be the best option just because we originally voted last year to not include it as part of the TIF district in future years. So that was our first inquiry. So they just let us know if they were last year that they weren't interested. But they're still working future projects.
So if I'm reading this right, option 3 right now, we're saying this is the recommended option. That's
Yes.
that needs to be in it, right? Because at this point, we don't know what the value would be to sell it.
Correct, but we'd be recommending to demolish the land and we'd be selling it in time, not immediately once it's demolished. But we would have to incur the costs of, maintaining this building and things like that. We know we're not going to be expending, our hope is to not expend future revenue in that building. So it's going to be more attractive to the developer without a building there, without having to spend a big cost.
So option 2 doesn't make any sense. Option 1, the selling is we don't know that it's more attractive to the developer to take option 3.
According to the village, it's more attractive to not have a building there than have the land.
Okay.
But I just don't have an exact cost on what the land value is. Because you can see that there's a couple vacant spots, that music building, a couple other places. They've been vacant for quite a while. So the village said that they were approached by developers, time to time. It's hard to tell which part of Underline they're interested in, but they basically said that they're going to pass along their information to the developers that approach them and gauge their interest. So they're doing that part on our behalf, but they haven't had a developer beating down their door for future projects. In fact, there's a spot that's opened up near Metro Station. We're pretty confident we're going to be able to sell it, but not having a hard deadline, dollar, we're not sure what the time will be.
We'd be able to sell it as a piece of land for which we would be responsible for demolishment, you're thinking.
Yes,
Most likely scenario.
correct.
But at this time, we don't need to make a decision until we learn more and there might be some purchaser who could show up, right?
Yes, we still have that option, but I guess the discussion as part of this is whether we want to, once we make that switch in the school, we still want to maintain this building just like as it is, paying insurance and things like that. So we don't have to make a decision to demolish it tomorrow. Sorry, not to answer that question.
But my question is just, we have some lead time here. It seems like it makes sense to put it on the market and find out what it's worth.
Yeah.
That seems like what's logically, and then we can take some decision. I believe that we did at our last meeting decide to move out of area. That decision has been made, right?
I think you gave us the direction to do this follow-up and then you would decide. And that's what we're going to be asking you tonight, is to make a decision at the January meeting to be transparent with the community as far as what the decision is. Take action on the decision.
Yes, so that's interesting. I know we talked about a lot of things at the last meeting, but I thought we did get to
wanted us to pursue this model. He said it was a question, a follow-up question.
We did say all of this, and then Mr. Bordeaux said, I want to challenge us to make a decision, and then we had a further conversation, and I thought we came to this decision. At that meeting, what was your question? No, you were no?
I don't believe that.
How about that? Okay. We all at the same meeting. What
I
did you
was
think?
hoping we would come to a consensus.
But I was, as a
Because they were
facilitator,
still at stake.
okay, as a facilitator, I feel that.
And as I recall, gave them the right to pursue that route, but didn't finalize that. We're moving to school, but we made the decision to move in that direction, but not finalize.
Okay.
That's a question about thinking, are there any costs that would be comparable to the 30 grand a year model? If we demolish it, are there any similar costs associated with this?
I'm not sure if we have to maintain any sort of insurance on the land, I doubt it. So I don't think there's any sort of annual maintenance cost. Like, for instance, we demolished the building and it didn't sell for 2 years. It's something I'll ask our insurance company if there's any value in maintaining it, but I couldn't foresee there being sort of cost outside of it, not really tax.
Okay.
So just to clarify, I think we gave them the directive to further explore the costs, we gave them permission to come up with those scenarios. I think there was a question where doing less than this pursuing the exploration of the small boats that we're not going to do much. It's not viable. Does that sound?
It did, we were all over the place in terms of how certain we were making decisions, what direction we were given. My impression was we already made decisions about it. But we're all going in the same direction.
Yes,
Okay.
and I think it was more, these are still some outlying areas we'd like you to follow up with. That you were in favor of it, but you wanted more clarity on these 5 areas.
Okay.
So this is the result of the
Correct.
conversation.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it was like my conversation with Bill, there's a lot of hypotheticals, if we decided to close the building, we didn't have the final decisions. Make that final decision so we can kind of pursue all the other options.
The second item is the traffic patterns at Diamond Lake and Rusto, and in working with our architect as well as their civil engineer. They did a traffic study and looked at the actual site, looked at bus rides, pickup paradigm, and they have plans that have been directed for both schools and that can accommodate the amount of students that are being both campuses.
Did they have concerns?
No.
No.
The costs are built, they're not built into the design. They're, if we decide to pursue this, they would be absorbed to our final budget.
Okay, but are you seeing the costs or they? I'm just wondering if that's a trade-off for something else.
Correct, yeah, the conversation we had from our, the civil engineer there, the cost of West Level is 0, and there's sort of an excellent restriping strategy that they have. The Diamond Lake, they ensured it wouldn't cost any more than about $300,000 or $400,000. It's not an absorbent cost, they have a pretty aggressive plan going around the building right now.
Okay.
So they built in, what they consider a high estimate of about $300,000 or $400,000.
And that would be our option to do something. They're making us like the high end. Should we want to do something like this? If we want to scale it back and do something at a lower cost, then they can make more at a lower cost.
Sure. Keep asking those. Seriously, if they're.
Yeah, we certainly have.
Those are, they're hazard, right? They are. People make some really important work.
This is the playground. So we would move the playground, move the current playground equipment from Fairhaven to Diamond Lake, and then also purchase additional equipment to finish the set that we currently have in Fairhaven. And that costs us approximately $100,000. And then we will purchase new playground equipment and also design for the 3rd and 5th grade and have it started. And that costs us also $100,000.
So thinking about where they're going to go,
They are, but we don't,
you know, we have
yeah.
Is there any consideration doing anything for the 6th and 8th graders? Yeah, so they don't need to play around, but right now
And I think that'll be something that we look at in the schedule. You know, I'd like to look at some of the school schedules and what they would be for activities, physical activities. So I think we're looking for that this year. Lunch programs, Eric to follow up with, as well as, Pat Carson, who I got a phone call with him, with, lunch programs in that time like so. He met with West, and the best option would be to partner with the current school district that has Quest, and they have the whole kitchen and equipment. So then what we would do then is just purchase and update our equipment, in our kitchens. We have the space to do that, and that cost would be about $50,000 for that equipment. And then we have 2 school models, we have cafeteria in 6th to 8th grade, we're just updating and renovate that. And then this year we return our active multi-purpose area for 3rd and 5th grade, and they would have lunch in there, so we can run concurrently 2 schedules for lunch at the same time instead of 6th grades, you know, all in one area.
Can you say more about your questions?
Yeah, Quest is one of the local vendors that Fremont, District 120, Warren Township High School, there are some local school districts that use Quest. So really we just had an introductory meeting to explore this option. We've heard that they've worked with other school districts on really developing a plan and getting some budget numbers. So it was an excellent meeting. We're a lot more optimistic leaving that meeting with some of the numbers they've given us. So the $50,000 you see is just operational costs. That's freezers, steaming trays, and get some presentation materials. That doesn't include any architectural costs of redesigning the lunchroom. But their role right now is going to serve as a mediator between some of these other school districts to see if they are interested in partnering with us. So they're going to put together some financial proposal on what the benefit would be to partner with Fremont. They think that's our most likely partner for our district due to the size of their current kitchen. So they're going to approach with some financial data and the benefit to them, benefit to us, and talk about possible partnership in the future. So they're really working on the financial source right now and seeing what the total cost would be to us in the food service program, because we're kind of net zero. We're spending as much as we're bringing in from the state. So they can show us that there would be any additional costs due to us being the national school lunch program. So it was a very good meeting. The fact that we didn't get a no from them, it was way more positive than we expected.
So what is the outcome that comes with this?
The best case outcome?
Is the outcome that we can serve more kids and in light of the new model and the 2 buildings we're going to have for our schools? Or is it different in terms of providing food prepared on site or fresh food? What's the outcome that Wes is talking about?
Yeah, somebody else may be able to answer this better, but the outcome is the whole redesign of our school district. I mean, this is serving fresh food and serving stuff that the kids' parents aren't going to make at home. Kids aren't going to get free hot meal every single day. And it's just a more welcoming entree that students are going to have. There's fruits and vegetables that they can offer is so above and beyond what we currently provide. It's like going to a college campus with the options that they have. So I've been to 2 of the school districts and seen the food that they have at Quest, and it's better food than I can make myself. So it's something that we'd be extremely excited to bring, and the fact is that we could do so without having that much of a cost is like the most amazing thing I think we can for our students and the most impact they can have.
So just so that we all are at the same level of understanding, can you describe what our current food model is?
Sure. Preferred Meals, if you guys aren't familiar with them, they've been our only bidder for the last I'm not sure how long we've used them for, but it's been at least a decade, I think we've had deferred meals. So their only role is to work with school districts that don't have kitchen facilities, and we serve a frozen meal, delivered to us. We prepare a frozen entree. It's usually like a protein option, chicken, something like that. We reheat it in our oven, serve it to the student, and then there's usually like a fruit or vegetable that happens to side. So it is a frozen entree, but it's been the only option we've had the last several years due to the our facilities that we have. So I'm trying to make it sound very good, but it's really it's the best option we can serve for our students right now, and still provide a meal for the National School Lunch Program.
And we are part of the National Lunch Program, and that's, you would suggest that we continue to be a part of that. I know some schools are not, but
Correct.
given the number of people we have who take advantage of free and reduced, it would continue to still be a logical choice for us, correct?
We'd have to stay a part of the National School Lunch Program. That's the bigger source of our revenue. Otherwise, we ask the kids to pay more. And without offering a more robust option, we couldn't possibly ask them to pay more.
So what I hear you saying is that this meeting with us, who's active in other districts around, they are able to meet the requirements of the school lunch program. And we're interested in helping us coordinate, partner, guide us in terms of investments, all of that to get us to a higher quality lunch product.
Right, yeah, I don't want to promise anything more than the one meeting we've had, but their role right now is to just serve as an advisor on what kind of materials we need to bring in, what the costs associated with running this program, and partnership opportunities. So instead of leading with a no, we've at least left with there's options to explore possibilities, whereas building $1 million to $1.5 million kitchen that the wife discussed, we didn't think it would be possible to do so. So partnerships have to be formed and things like that before this option would be. So the plan that Quest would be providing right now is that a district with a more robust kitchen would be preparing the food, we deliver it to our building, and then finish making it. It's almost like they kind of prepare it halfway. We finish it off in our kitchens and serve a kid in a hot meeting. So there's temperature regulations we have to adhere to and everything like that, but they would be preparing it on their site through their kitchen facilities that they have.
One of the partners that currently use West that have the whole kitchen is District 79, which is Fremont, so it's near the area.
Would there be an increased cost to students then for those essentially?
No,
Kind of in line with the usual increase?
The same amount of students that are part of the free and reduced lunch program still pay nothing or that reduced costs. And I don't believe there would be any sort of increase. I don't want to say with certainty yet, but the National School Lunch Program sets what we can charge students right now. So it's a max of $2.85. So we don't think the price definitely would not increase.
Then our last item was staff placement, and even though this wasn't directly asked, you all said it's very interfering with buildings, and so we did an exercise as a district leadership team, pretty much took every single staff member in every program, placement in each of the buildings. We think the best configuration would be to keep our own pre-K, and we did go and explore and we thought keep the high quality program that we have, our staff together, and continuity with the teams. Pre-K for second would be Diamond Lake, and West Oak would have 35th and 6th grade, for instance, schools separately, and that is also including our district offices. So we would stay in the current space that we're at, and we can fit the configuration that we listed out for you in the buildings. And it also has room to expand. So there is, I don't want to say included, but available classrooms at Diamond Lake. So if we wanted to expand our preschool program into a tuition-based program or rent spaces to see them, we do have room to do that to offset some of the costs and with aids and tuition, those kind of things. And that's something that I know has been important to the board in the past. We just, because of this current exercise, we kind of put things on hold, where we can revisit that and start with some discussions again. So we look at this model.
So we have pre-K in Diamond Lake. We have requirements, the rules about having bathrooms in the classroom, things like that. Correct? Kindergarten. No. So is our current setup at Diamond Lake conducive to the pre-K?
There's a couple, and there's a couple of rooms right now that have, bathrooms in them that we're looking to see, but if not, we're gonna be design, or updates and things. We just have to be in there and sit, and Julianne has shared that, of course, they do have a sink and a toilet for those little guys in the classroom. Yeah, we're actually in class. Any other questions on this slide?
And well, no, just other than, thank you, it's a lot of work. That was a lot of work.
I hope you feel like it also advanced your planning.
Oh, I think it did, because, especially the last bullet, because, you know, a lot of the things above are an exercise of financial priorities and budgeting. And we can do all of them, we just have to figure out where we prioritize our dollars. But I think the last one, we needed to definitely make sure that there was room for everybody before we said, yes, we're confident about everything school on.
Truly, my biggest concern was access to the schools, not traffic pattern per se, but site enhancements, because I was worried that those dollars would get really high fast. But I think what you're saying here is that we looked at the traffic patterns and with the current footprint, we can address that. So we don't have to do site enhancements per se, just to be able to meet the transportation needs. Right? That's good news.
So, what we're looking at to go forward, as far as our projects, not only for the summer IT, but also beyond. So, Diamond Lake, we're looking at for the summer, would be to renovate all the student and staff bathrooms, renovate the large gym and mechanical upgrades in a rooftop area for unit. We would do some partial roof replacements throughout the building at Diamond Lake. We would replace the boilers and then determine what air conditioning solution. Right now we've got 10 or 8 classrooms, Mr. Brown, that have been air conditioned. Okay, so we have 8. We also purchased 10 ferry. So we're trying to figure out how do we, you know, let's just say we need 30 total at Diamond Lake. We would maybe buy 12 more to put them in the classrooms that need them, and then once Fairhaven closes, we would take those 10 that aren't Fairhaven, release them, and install them at Diamond Lake. So we would be wasted hours because we did 18 classrooms last year. So we're still on the plan, making sure that every classroom at Diamond Lake is air conditioned. At West Oak, we renovated the remaining student and staff bathrooms. Started at this year with our staff bathrooms. We would upgrade the remaining corridors, so we matched the current 2017 work with paint, flooring, and signage. All the lighting has been completed. We also replaced this small gym floor, made it more multi-purpose room, as we talked about, with small group work, as well as the gym, as well as lunch cafeteria. And then finish up the lighting, as you may have seen on the outside, they don't start, but monument sign has been started, and so we'll finish up the lighting and the signage for the flagpole. And then for summer 2019, whatever dollars remain for these priority projects, we will finish the libraries, reconfigure the classroom, do the kitchen upgrades with the equipment, look at the cafeterias, the fire alarm, PA systems, site improvements for both schools, playground equipment that I mentioned earlier. Do the Diamond Lake corridor, similar to what we have here at West Oak, the flooring and paint and lighting, the remaining mechanical improvements, and also other miscellaneous items that I probably listed out, just again, what remains in the budget.
As we've worked through this, have we been having conversations about efficiency? Are there investments that we should be considering that have short payoff periods?
as we're doing so.
Um,
I mean, I'm thinking things like solar panels, but there may be other efficiency investments that go into this work that can be a short payoff.
Yeah, one of the biggest previous short payoff period projects were lighting, was lighting, but we had T8 lights, which are step down from LEDs. They're the incandescent bulbs and put in there. So we've done LED projects that certainly help us become more efficient. The payoff period is still 8 years or so, because we still have fairly efficient lights. But solar panels will be the next step up, and it is becoming popular. So we've been talking to our roofing vendor, and that's one of the options we're going to explore. So it's got a pretty high cost for what the payoff period is. So it'll be one of our proposals that we'll have, and one of the decisions.
So what we're asking for you to do, you mentioned that we step up making a decision. So we're hoping, for our next steps is that the board at the next meeting, which is January 16th, take action and formalize the decision to reconfigure to a two-campus model. I did follow with the attorneys, and the word consolidation means that we're consolidating with another district, or we're dissolving our district and creating a new one. That is the only one that's required for formal action, but he did recommend, and we want to follow this, is to be completely transparent with our community and our staff, is to formalize the process by taking action to reconfigure to a two-campus model. And then also at that meeting, once we do follow up, look at the questions you guys want to use, determine what's the status of the area. You might want to say nothing and just shut it down, and as opportunities come up over the year, make some decisions as we further research the land developers or the village becomes interested. So determine what the status is for therapy, and three that we've given us some other examples.
But we're still in fair
Correct.
So we don't have to shut it down right away while it's on the market.
Correct. And then in January, February, once the board decides where to finalize action plans with our construction team, the facilities, plan out the budget, develop a communication plan for our staff and our community, and then prepare the documents for the projects that we're going to do this summer. And then in February, March, review those documents to approve for the summer 2018 projects. But that's contingent upon taking action at the January meeting to move to a two-campus model.
Are we going to communicate with the centers to the public beyond what we wanted to in terms of hosting? We have more just that, that this would be discussed in the January 16th.
We can, absolutely. Besides putting out agenda, we can do a banner, we can do a slash, we can do it on social media. But I think we should, I think that's what the attorney advice too, is make it as public as possible.
Yeah.
So if there is comments or questions that people come to the board meeting or make them take action to so.
Yeah, I would like to make sure that the public knows that they have the opportunity to be heard.
So four of us are all at the meeting last month, right?
Sorry?
Were you at the meeting last month?
Which one?
November.
So which one gave you?
No, I was over first. The one who we discussed this. So November 7th, the one we discussed it? Okay, so we know we have a majority for is supporting this construction based on that, so.
That's all I have for presentations, or leadership reports, excuse me.
All right, do we have any board discussions or committee updates? We have one freedom of information request. Conservation on that. Notices of communications. At this time, we open the floor again for the public or any additional comments. Do you have any others?
I just want to take this opportunity to thank Ms. David as well as the leadership team and Dr. Fredericks and social workers for putting together a great Cheers for Children campaign on Friday. As you can see, we have some waivers and gifts that we to our families in need. And then also we had a top box event on Saturday, which I had 20 families participated in raffle. We had donated top boxes through a raffle, and community clubs and several families that took advantage of that. And one thing that struck me when Stephen pointed out was that there was a family here who was in our community and took advantage of that. So that's very nice and it was very heartfelt. And also, to a special kudos to Mr. Wilbur and Mr. Robert for coming out on Saturday. I just peeked through the door, but they stood outside for a couple hours and I thought, so hot box. Pork sliders. Oh, steak tacos, pork sliders.
That's where now we're going to do
All from the top box. So it was a great weekend for our families, great giving back to our community, and it was very nice to see. So, team and can see.
Any others? At this time, the board will adjourn to executive session for the purpose of the appointment, employment, compensation, discipline, performance, or dismissal of specific employees of the district or legal counsel of the district, including hearing the testimony or complaint lodged against an employee or against legal counsel of the district. May we have a motion to adjourn into executive session?
Second. Gail.
Yes.
Hoffman.
Yes.
Bassett. Condell, yes. Walker. Gabby.
Yes.
Bordeaux.